Yo, this is Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk, and welcome back. It is yours truly in my Panhard. Here we go, we got it flipped over, so we're showing the tanks. My Panhard, what is this thing? It's Panhard 178 Bravo, Tier 6, French, wheeled tank, not a wheelie boy. Don't call it that. No. Let me show you what I'm doing with my camera there. We got another 178 Bravo trolling around in there, and I go up to the front. And I start playing this initially kind of like a regular tank. I get up to this hill, I'm kind of rocking back and forth, looking for opportunities to pop over, things like that. But I'm starting to sense that we don't have a whole bunch over here. Got an E25, we have one of our Tier 8s, the 34-2, and I see the Defender. And this is not the strength of this tank, rocking back and forth. It's nice that it goes as fast backwards as it does forward, but I'm not really using its mobility. I wanted to show you this because it ends up being an ace tanker. Eventually I will start to play to the strengths of this tank. Right now though, it looks like what they're sending is going to overwhelm us. I'm going to see if I can get a quick, easy shot on the AMD here. Take a cheesy shot at the Black Prince, and now we've got a Black Prince, and I look at this and say, you know what, this really isn't going to work out for us. An ARL, a P43 BIS, our T34-2, which is Tier 8, not a really great setup for us over here. So I'm going to bail out and start using the strength of the AMD 178 Bravo, which is its mobility. You see I'm going backwards. Does 65 backwards, does 65 forward, and that allows it to get out of situations like this. That's a good thing because they are pretty miserable trying to turn. They don't have tracks, so they won't spin in place. They have to do 3-point, 4-point, 10-point turns like a car would. Unfortunately, I knocked down that tree. And now I'm going to change the fight. It looks like we're going to lose over on the east side, but the enemy team's going to make a big mistake and continue to push that flank, which will attrit them a little bit. We do have our 110, which is our best Tier 8, sitting on the cap. So we'll go ahead and head over this way. The 34-1 is still alive, and we've lost our other Tier 8 over there. And I'm going to get into the backfield, which is one of the strengths of this very mobile type of tank class, these wheeled tanks. I find their 178 Bravo has headed over this way. One of them's dead, one of them's alive, so I'm going to come around here and surprise him. I'll get a nice shot. No, I actually miss. And I get a shot on him there. Trying to get a little bit of lateral movement to make it a bit more difficult for him to hit me. Unfortunately, that does not kill him because it only does 44, but I will track him down. And now I can get into the artillery, into the backfield. Found a seam, got through it. Su-14, looks like the LTG is following me up and moving in along with me. And between the two of us, we're going to have a really good time here. That initial shot misses. I finally get it. I am having a little bit of trouble with this auto lock. It's supposed to work better, but I find it's fairly indifferent. It does give you some capability to lock while your cursor is not exactly on them, but if there's something between you, it blocks it, unlike the old mod that was auto aim plus. Unfortunately, the LTG and I get a little bit mixed up. Fortunately, it does not cost either one of us a hit or being dead. Missed the Comet right there. Now he's pushing in, so I'm going to come in behind the Comet. Again, this is the strength of this kind of tank. He's coming in the backfield there and behind our 110, but I'm able to actually counter that with my speed and help take him down. Now we've got the Challenger who's repositioned, and he's trying to get rid of me. My speed is helping me out, though he's having trouble aiming. LTG unfortunately died to him. So we'll come back here, and this is where you'll see kind of some of the maneuver. Now that I'm pinned down, it's a little bit painful. Get a shot into him. You see the attempts I have to make to turn. Tank's got pretty good gun depression. Unfortunately, that was unwise. Probably still spotted, or he just saw me come around that corner. I bounced off of him that time. But we're starting to get things in hand. Down goes their JPZ-4, down goes their STA-1. The Defender died a while ago, and now just the Black Prince and the Challenger and the artillery. And we've turned what was looking like a developing loss into a pretty easy win. But a really good example of the ability of this tank and the things that it can do. Now, it is soft, And a couple hits by some of those guys along the way, and I'd be out of the game by now. So that is something you have to think about. That's the nice example of how fast it moves backwards. When you pop out and head back in, you're not going so slow that people can counterfire you easily. Take a couple shots in there, and then the artillery is going to drop in. The S-51 takes the poor guy out because he was a easy splash kill. And now it's all over but the shouting. I'm going to go in here. Another nice thing again about fast tanks is they can get to the cleanup hit points faster than other people. Mediums are good at that. Lights, and especially these wheel tanks, are very good at it. Of course, at 140 hit points, I'm in danger of being shotgunned, but at least I can get there and give myself a chance to get a few more hit points in. Nobody else is really near anyway, so I'm going to beat them by a long shot. The RD is crowing, talking about how he was such a big part of the win. Protect your RD and you win. Well, okay. I suppose that's true in some cases. 2 shots, unable to kill an RD. That's sad. But taking 3 to take him down. And down he goes. 1,233 damage, 1,181 spotting. Really bad situation on the east side. Definitely losing. No sense in me sitting there and getting killed by a defender and all his buddies. So I'll bail out of that. I find a seam in the enemy defense, get in behind, start harassing. That allows crossfire between myself, the LTG, and the guys that were near the cap. Clean up all of their campers back there who no longer have the luxury of only looking one way to fight, and which then also clears up the rest of the tanks to deal with theirs who are coming across from the east. And we end up with a relatively easy win from what looked like a loss. Ace Tanker in the 178 Bravo. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and we will see you.